we're back. Another year in the books. This is actually so embarrassing. One video this year? It's literally a pattern. It's actually a pattern. It's shit video, good video, shit video, good video. This can't happen again. 2025 was filled with a lot of nothing type games. Oblivion was so good that it made me want to go back to playing Skyrim. Mafia the Old Country went AAA on me so many times that it reminded me how much I love AAA games. Monster Hunter Wilds, Avowed, Where Winds Meet, Black Myth Wu Chang, where you are a woman hitting people with a sword, just like in Monster Hunter Wilds. Avowed, Where Winds Meet, Ghost of Black Myth Yote is the first woman type game where you hit people with the sword, but it's also the second Chinese type game because Dynasty Warrior Origins is the first Chinese ninja style type game where you kill people with the sword, but there weren't enough funny characters like in Hyrule Warriors, which has Calamo, who has a funny leaf hat and can do this. And also,
Lord Chung Pu and Huang Gai.
But even funnier is Kia di Mundi, who you can play in Jedi Dynasty Warriors. I mean power battles. I love retro. Look at my room. I remember playing this game on the PS1 in my parents' bedroom, and thank God it still looks like I'm playing on the PS1, so nothing was lost. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 was just a bundle of good fighting games that I suck at. You can fly across the map in 2 seconds in Doom Dark Ages. This game is beautiful. The sound design is actually crazy. The fights are even crazier. You can throw your shield like Captain America, who's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which isn't in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. You get this big robot like Titanfall. This game instantly hooked me with its addictive combat, but it was too dark and I couldn't see anything, so Z tier. Arc Raiders is a game that I can't be bothered to play. There were so many great racing games this year. Sonic Racing Crossworlds had this cool gimmick where you seamlessly transition between 2 different maps, which is chud numbers compared to Kirby Air Riders where you go through like 80 portals every 5 seconds of gameplay. The menu is sick. The controls feel so polished. Each track is beautiful and littered with tiny little details. Just like Sonic Crossworlds, the customization on this game is awesome. I love seeing what people do with the tools that they're giving and seeing what they create. What else? Garfield Kart 2 came out? Oh, and Mario Kart World, but that was just a cheap ripoff. Expensive ripoff of Garfield Kart 2. Black Ops 6 was so good that they made a sequel, and Metro Prime 4 made the bold decision to lock music behind an amiibo paywall. Pokemon Legends Z, A tier, this game is so good. I like that the buildings are just a PNG, really bold of this $1 company to put this in their game, really pushing other big developers to take these types of huge creative leaps. Ninja Gaiden 4 was the first tutorial type game. I've never seen a company execute tutorials like that in my whole life. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Croc Remastered, I feel like there were only 4 people in the world that know about this game, but let me tell you, at least 3 of them were ecstatic. Silksong, do I even need to talk about this game? I mean, look at it. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a funny base game where you beat people up just like in Dynasty Warriors. A Paland, I don't know, I just saw a donkey video about this one. Donkey Kong Bananza. I don't even need to say anything. This is developed by Nintendo EDP 8, so it's the people that are behind like Mario Galaxy, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Mario Galaxy 2. What other games did they make? Oh yeah, every other good 3D Mario game. These people know what the fuck they're doing. They're literally top of the fucking top when it comes to video game development. These people push out these beautiful, boundary-pushing pieces of art every time they release a game. And boy, oh boy, did I have the fucking joy of playing Donkey Koi. Sorry, I had to rhyme. The long-awaited return of the ape-starring franchise has one almighty trick up its sleeve: destructible environments. It seems our lovable musclehead, now accompanied by a teenage singing sensation called Pauline, smashing through the 3D levels that make up Ingot Isle. Dirt, rock, precious minerals, the house that I just built out of straw. Wait, that wasn't that good. That got knocked down in an instant. The house that I just built out of sticks. No, that just got blown down in an instant. The house that I made out of bricks? God, they just broke through that shit. That's how the story goes. What the fuck were these pigs on about? In a state of coin-clinking abandon while attempting to recover stolen banana diamonds from a group of villainous monkeys. You guys know how I've been saying that we need more coin-clinking gameplay in our games, and now this is the first innovative coin-clinking type game where you recover stolen banana diamonds. And to top it off, It's from a group of banana monkeys. But the destruction isn't merely a novelty. It rewrites Nintendo's action platformer rulebook. Now you need not hop over obstacles. You can burrow around or below them, likely also discovering many fossilized secrets scattered about the substrata. If Mario Kart World wasn't a good reason to get a Nintendo Switch 2, then Donkey Kong Bananza is an even better one. It is a smile-inducing, undeniably cathartic platformer of 24 karat quality. But even if you built your house out of that, Donkey. At number 9, we have a game for people with a vor fetish, like myself. Consume me. Will do. Just think of dieting like a video game, goes one early line in Consume Me. That's the genius of this quasi-autobiographical life simulator from Jenny Jiaoshaw and her development partner, A.P. Thompson. And then her development partner, Pyrocynical. Because like the vor thing, mealtimes play like Tetris. Don't eat too little or too much. And entire days must be efficiently organized around calorie counts, grueling workouts, and anxiety-filled weigh-ins. This game is also part Tamagotchi life. Jenny's mood mustn't drop to 0. Jenny's food must go in her mouth. In part Madcap WarioWare collection of minigames. To earn money, our star must walk the dog and clean the bathroom. We all know that WarioWare is known for that walking dog clean a bathroom type gameplay, but I'm just so happy to finally see a game take inspiration from it, functioning as both a satire of obsessive dieting and a portrait of a stressed out teen. The game will likely make you laugh and cry on your way to completion. Actually, Consume Me is the very thing its protagonist is looking to avoid. A feast.
Stop it.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. If you've played Final Fantasy before, then you definitely know what to expect from this game. It takes everything you know about Final Fantasy and mashes it all into one game. Final Fantasy Tactics is a PlayStation 1 classic for good reason. Number 1, Shakespearean dialogue. We all know that we play games for dialogue, nothing else. I love when games have audio and visual logs that just take away from the gameplay and you just gotta sit there and read it to get the story. I love when games do that. I love when games take away gameplay for 5-hour cutscenes where it's just people sitting and talking and there's nothing else. I love that about every fucking RPG. It's why I love them so much, and that's why it's at the number 8 spot. Number 2, turn-based battles that play like chess, more specifically FPS chess. Number 3, a tale steeped in class conflict. We've all been there. The Ivalice Chronicles, which is neither a remake nor remaster, but something in between, refreshes the game where it matters, notably the addition of delightfully hammy voice acting. Indeed, you can practically feel the spittle on your face as what the fuck? You can practically feel the spittle on your face as one of the game's monarchist villains delivers yet another incandescent triad against the common folk. But there's plenty from the original that didn't need updating, especially the amount of dialogue that people are spitting out at you. The brilliantly flexible job system still rips ass. Want to create a gun-toting mage? No problem. The diorama levels remain gorgeously elegant. It's easy to think of Final Fantasy as just that, a fantasy. Hopefully you like reading books. But in the year of no king protests, Yasumi Matsuno's stirring story of inequality, division, and pig-headed elites found an all-new resonance. Lumens Arise. Look at this. Tell me what this game's about. Wrong. Let me just say this with my whole breast. Lumines is a better puzzle game than Tetris. Yeah, I did. Okay, Tetris fans, you need to sit the fuck down because I'm about to school you in puzzle class. There's no denying that this lesser known, worse, horrible block builder compared to Tetris, took a great deal of inspiration from Alexei Pajitnov's arcade classic. Cubes fall onto a grid, and it's up to you to align them in such a way that the screen clears. But where Tetris only ever speeds up, Lewin ebbs and flows, dialing up the tension before letting you enjoy a few minutes of relative serenity. Lumen's Arise may be the definitive version of the game that was originally released in 2004. Like 2021's Tetris Effect, this is both a kaleidoscopic and symphonic reimagining of the base title, adding psychedelic visuals and gorgeously intricate electronic music to the experience. One moment, blocks are ghostly abstractions of light and shadow controlled by robot hands. The next, they are apples and tomatoes exploding as effervescent color. The result is beautiful and hypnotizing. A techno hippie fantasia that tickles practically every neuron in your brain and your stomach. Oh wait, that's just the person I bored earlier. At number 6, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. Do you remember what I was just saying about Nintendo EDPA? Throw that all out the window. Ubisoft is a model company. They really know how to push the creative boundary of every game they release by creating new, beautiful assets and animation to their games. They know how to go AAA more than any other AAA company that exists. Yes, even more than AAA studios. We all know that Ubisoft is a company held to the highest standard, and they always push out these boundary-pushing pieces of art, just like Nintendo EDPA, but even more. Assassin's Creed Shadow sees Ubisoft at the height of its world-building powers. This is a frankly majestic imagining of the 16th century feudal Japan. Oh, Japan! Filled with paddy fields, winding valleys, windswept plains, and teeming towers. Teeming towers, everyone! I'm serious. All knitted together into a virtual tapestry of striking geographic verisimilitude. For a start, the story, focused on the spunky shinobi Noe and stoic samurai Yasuke, is too long, totaling more than 50 hours. Combat, despite being flashy and brilliantly gruesome, is still disappointingly clunky as the franchise's history. Yet, these are relatively minor gripes in a game that otherwise lets you appreciate its setting in more coherent, imaginative ways than ever. You're able to mediate in the mountains, pray at shrines, and even paint the abundant wildlife. Amid of a glut of historical games in 2025, Shadows did it best. This blockbuster romp through feudal Japan felt like actual time travel, and that's why it's above Donkey Kong Bonanza, why it's above Mario Kart World, why it's above any other game ever. Because Ubisoft, God, I love Ubisoft, dude! Oh my god! I actually can't believe this is at number 6. How? Mario Kart World's not even in this list! And how is Donkey Kong, what? Sorry. Assassin's Creed Shadows really stuck out to me, especially because it's in Japan. And on top of that, you are a woman hitting people with a sword. Good night, universe. Certain esteemed figures have long made the argument that the single biggest barrier to entry into gaming is the modern multi-button gamepad. Its complexity is an instant turnoff for newbies. So how refreshing it is to play a title that simply asks you to look at a webcam, blink, close your eyes, and then never open them again, because this game kills you. You close your eyes and it somehow has a neural link in your head or something, and it snaps it and you die. That's why I haven't played this game, but I put it there because it's like The Menu. Like, if you've ever seen that movie The Menu, where the whole point of the dinner at the end, like, is to experience this dinner and then fucking die at the end. It's basically that, but in game form. Close your eyes and turn your head to interact with it. Even better, you do so playing as a 6-month-old baby with psychic abilities. Goodnight Universe beautifully marries its acceptable control scheme with a big-hearted, unashamedly broad story that feels as if it's been sprinkled with vintage Brad Bird magic. There are definitely observed family dynamics. A precocious yet cynical teen. Thank God there's no war around. Two frazzled parents that somehow become more than the sum of their parts. And everyone knows how much I love references here, especially if they're referencing Japan, which this game did not do, so Z tier. Whether you're telekinetically changing TV channels, folding clothes, or doing something more destructive, you play this narrative adventure game with your eyes. You feel it through them too. They will widen and maybe even dampen, or they might get dry too, so get some eye drops just in case. Death Stranding 2, The Rise of Gru, is the second Strand type game. Why does it say touching grass? Touch grass. It feels like only Hideo Kojima, one of gaming's few household name directors, could create a soul-stirring 40-hour meditation whose core message can essentially be boiled down to this meme. I love memes. Have you guys seen that one? Have you guys seen Bad Luck Brian? Yet, that is precisely what Death Stranding 2 On the Beach is. Once again, you play as stoic courier Sam Porter Bridges, or Norman Reedus, tasked in this lavish sequel with connecting Australia to a spooky, supernatural internet known as a chiral network. But as Sam lugs packages around the beautiful yet treacherous terrain populated by checks notes, robo-samurais and bandits rocking fresh techwear, a skepticism of his mission sets in. This is arguably a less radical, more action-packed take on the original desolate hiking adventure. Yet there's no denying Kojima's audacity, I'm using that program right now, in using a video game to implore players to log off. The timely message is told in a frequently absurd yet affecting style, including through the assiduous mocap of its A-list class, which includes Lea Seydoux, Ellie Fanning, and George Miller. For all the new emphasis on guns, here is a rare blockbuster video game, chiefly about hugs, kisses, and holding hands. If you have not seen any gameplay of Death Stranding 2, that is how you defeat all the enemies. There are no guns in this game. This is the first anti-gun type game. You only can beat them with hugs and kisses. The joys of physical rather than digital connection. Despelot is the first good soccer game, except for that it's not, because there's so many good soccer games. Video game soccer tends to stick pretty closely to the broadcast version of the sport. Photorealistic graphics, a zoomed out stadium perspective, nerdy statistical breakdowns at the end of each half, and if you like any of that, you're a fucking nerd again. None of this is present in the heartwarming and gently form-busting Despelot, which sees you play as a soccer-obsessed child in Ecuador's mountainous capital. This first-person adventure deftly folds early life details about one of its makers, Julian Cordero, into a game about mischief making in dusty parks. The 3D world is made from photographs of actual Quito neighborhoods. If you're good at GeoGuessr, go find these places, dox and swat them right now. But it might be a little hard because they're rendered in a dreamy, impressionistic style. The bustling, excitable sounds that waft through these settings are actual field recordings. Eventually, the game builds to its own metafictional deconstruction, albeit in a way that lands as an emotional gut punch rather than a smarty pants twist. Remember what I said about the nerds earlier? Of course, sport has the capacity to move us. Despelot explores how, with no shortage of innovation or magic. That last part made no fucking sense. Number 2 is Silent Hill F. This game wanted to be so creative this year, really separating itself from all the other AAA games where you're a woman hitting people with a pipe. How has no one thought about doing that? Well, someone has, and it's in Silent Hill F, which I'm about to explain to you what it is right now. The return of the verniated survival horror series begins in a slow, sinister fashion, then reveals itself to be something far more heavy metal. A beastly action romp. Okay. As teenage schoolgirl Hinako Shimizu, I told you play as a girl. No way! On the cusp of an arranged marriage by her abusive, alcoholic father, we navigate a relentlessly foggy mountain village in rural Japan. Oh, Japan! As per franchise traditions, this terrifyingly evocative setting is crawling with manifestations of Hanako's mind, living dolls and creatures made entirely out of swollen, pregnant abdomens, which will currently give birth to more dolls, or even scarier, the Vor monster, where you can see his most recently eaten victim. But a bracing and wince-inducing mid-game twist shakes up this familiar cadence. It's here. This is where she gets her pipe instead of a sword. This is where it changes up. It's here that Silent Hill F quite literally bares its teeth, and claws for that matter, spiraling into a maniacal and oh so satisfying bloodshed, my voice cracked, with an interactive empathetic story penned by renowned manga author Ryukishi07. The game offers a brilliant depiction of what happens when a bottled up female rage can no longer be contained. We all know that female rage is different from all the other rages. We all know this. It's the first female type rage. That's why a lot of people, you see the news about it. You see all these types of different forms of female rage. The patriarchy had it coming. I don't know. Okay.
You stupid. You stupid. What's 9 bliss?
Honorable mentions for 2025. Mario Kart World. Why the fuck was it not on this list, dude? Like, actually, Assassin's Creed? And now, the number 1 spot of 2025 goes to... I don't, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're moving it. We're putting it up there. And guess what? Replacing its spot is Specific Drive, because I made that joke last year. Nothing can match the quality that is Assassin's Creed Shadows. You know what? Nothing can match the quality that is a Ubisoft game. You know what? They made the first Quad A game. They made Assassin's Creed. They made all the good games. You know what, dude? I'm just so happy that I'm free now to put great games above other shit games. Shit games like Tears of the Kingdom, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World. Actually, any 3D Mario game for that matter. Those all suck compared to any Ubisoft game ever. That's why I'm happy I could put it here, and hopefully next year they can be on all 10 spots of next year. Every single spot secured by Ubisoft. We love it. I love it. I win. You lose. We lose. We lose!